Good, Jesus, afternoon. Beautiful world. Currently, how am I feeling overall? I'm going to say 8 out of 10. Woke up feeling a little bit fatigued. Body's healing something at the moment. Bit of a scratchy throat last night, and then woke up this morning, it was pretty sore. The way I try and process that is my body's, there's something in the system, purging stuff, just trying to heal. So a lot of my energy is going into body restoration with all the physical load that I'm putting upon it. Then obviously the daily mental load, so it needs a lot of sleep and recovery, and probably my immune system might be a little bit compromised, but for me, I rarely get sick, and that's due to the fact that just health and nutrition really in general. I used to get sick a lot. I used to drink, binge drinking on the weekends and working with people that were sick, and then I just used to get sick a fair bit. That's changed a lot these days just because my immune system's so healthy, and alcohol is something that definitely just, I guess your body spends the week just trying to recover from it, and it doesn't have that capacity to fend off those nasty bacteria and viruses and stuff that's floating around. So that's a major positive for me, not drinking, and I just stay relatively healthy. I do occasionally get sick. Probably the recovery is a lot quicker, and the severity and the depth of that is a lot less than what it used to be. So definitely one of the positives of those shifts in my world. So it's part of belief system too. I believe that people, if you tell yourself you're sick and the people around you are sick, and your body just reflects that, and it makes you sick in a way, like it just believes it and allows it. Whereas I have a scratchy throat and I'm like, oh, I'm just processing something, but so many times I've had that, but it never develops into something much more. It just goes away, or I might get like a bit of a sniffly nose and that, but just the sickness doesn't make me bedridden. Yes, I am a little bit more nourishing of the body, and this morning I just ran 5Ks, but it's like I can only, when my body's healing and it needs that energy to flush the system and rejuvenate, I can't be putting as much energy into my training. So just quite aware and knowledgeable of my body. Oh, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. I'll be right. I wanted to just talk about, I have an item here. So this is these metals are something that I wanted to reflect on a bit. And so this is a piece of a puzzle. This is from a Spartan Race. So they're like an adventure race. Apologies, I forget the name of the guy who created them, but they are an adventure race. It's like Tough Mudder style for anyone who knows those, and there's 3 different stages you can do. So there's a lot of running in them. This one is from the 21k, 30 obstacles. So jumping over, like climbing up over big wooden walls, and like army crawling under netting, and going through mud, and then throwing obstacles, carrying water, like doing like rope pulls and stuff. So there's all these obstacles, and if any of the obstacles you fail at, you got to do 50 burpees, which I had to on one of the other ones. But long story short is I did this in 2022. The medal says 21 because it got delayed by COVID, but I did this in 2022, and I signed up on the Saturday to do the harder one, which is the 21k of running, and then there's 30 obstacles, and that gives you this piece, this medal, which is one of 3. So I did that on the Saturday, completed it. I'm going to say there was like probably 40, 50 people in the men's, and I got 12th. I'd never done one before, and I got 12th overall. It was a long run, and I thoroughly enjoyed the event, and I signed up on the Saturday to do the other 2 on the Sunday, so to go back and do the 5k and the 10, which I held on the Saturday. And when I signed up for this, I thought it would take me a couple of years, because if you obtain all 3 of these puzzles, it creates a medallion. They join together magnetically, like a... Yeah, so I ended up signing up for the 5 and the 10k as well. So I drove from my friend's house I was staying at, like, I think it was about an hour each way. I drove back on the Sunday, and I completed the 10k, which I got 12th in the 10k from what I believe, around the same number of entries. I got a penalty in that and had to do 50 burpees. I dragged a foot on one of the like rungs that you had to climb across. And then after that, I did the 5k as well. For some reason, the 5k is all scratched and rusty looking, like someone's chewed on it. I'm not sure why. Which in turn creates the pieces of the puzzle, which is the Spartan trifecta. The funny part, I think at that moment when I got all 3 of them, I was just like, it just proved my capability, not to anyone but myself. Like in that moment, I just signed up for myself. I did the races myself. I didn't go there to prove it to anyone but me. And just to finish one of those races was a milestone, and then to finish all 3 and get the trifecta was pretty big for me. Like, it just proved my capacity and my ability to withstand and to be able to just operate at such a high level with not a lot of training, and just my mental fortitude and my ability to just push myself physically to such an extreme. I think, like in hindsight, the amount of training I did for that race was I had the speed, but the strength, like I remember the balls you had to pick up, like they nearly broke me. I'm surprised I didn't do an injury. Like, I didn't have that strength, but I was quite good at the running at the time, so my speed was pretty good. But it's like, imagine if I actually trained for that, like what I'd be capable of. And I think that's where Ironman is like the ultimate test of my capability and my physical potential and mindset. And yeah, it was going back to sickness. I definitely pushed. I think sometimes the mind is stronger than the body too. A lot of the time it's the other way around, but I pushed myself to such extremes that I got so sick on after the second 2 events on the Sunday. I remember it was like food poisoning, but I think it was just exhaustion. My body just shut down. I was like I had dinner, and then that night I was like so crook. I was in the bath, like in the fetal position. And no one else got sick, just me. And I think it was just my body had been pushed beyond its capability. Sometimes the mind can outperform the body, and sort of funny when you think about it, but also not. It's probably just not having enough training to be able to come back from such a high load, and nutrition and a few things that I got a bit more dialed these days. So those medals are something that I have on my desk, and it was crazy. I just often look at them and they make for a good coaster. But yeah, the trifecta was something that I heard about and I wanted to obtain it, and I thought it would take me a couple of years, a couple of different events, but then like to go back and complete them all in one hit, like, was pretty special. And doing it just for me, like no one else went to the event with me, which is right for me in that chapter of life, you know. Would I like it to be differently in the future? Yeah, for sure. I think it's the people, sharing the memories and having those people at the finish line. It's like, who's there beside me, who's celebrating that wins with me, and it's something I'm conscious of and something I'm trying to share the journey more in that process, and it's who's there at the finish line with me, and that's what makes it special. Ethan, even this towel which hangs over my TV is probably one of my most valued items, because it's the it's the discipline, the amount of work that goes into achieving something like that. When you run across the finish line, you get the towel thrown over you. It's like, it's quite special to me, that item, and it's not just the race, it's all the lead up and all the work that goes into it prior to taking that first step. So yeah, it's a huge accomplishment for me. It's nice to have these mementos and stuff that I cherish, and you know, not everyone gets these medals. I've got a few other ones there that, yeah, even the belt buckle you get from UTA, it's like, it's pretty cool to have those items, because it's not just the item itself, but it's what they represent. And yeah, I know Ironman will be the one for this year. I know I'll get over the line, push myself, see what I'm capable of. Yeah, I feel that Ironman, it's not just it's an ongoing journey, something that I want to keep sticking with post doing Ironman. Like, I want to do some 70.3s and some shorter format races and that, see what I can do in that container. And it's more of a lifestyle for me too, you know, like, it suits me. I enjoy the solitude of it. Training by myself is just meditation, and it's peaceful. And yeah, I went for a nice run this morning, and I love that, having that space and time to myself, but then also having the social aspect afterwards and connecting with good people. And yeah, it's a beautiful morning, and love everything that's happening in my world. Heading to an event on the Gold Coast on the weekend, just working out plans for that now. My internet's died. The modem carked it yesterday, so a new one on the way. Yeah, these vlogs won't be up and running. They'll be a few days behind, unfortunately, which sucks, but still shooting them, still there. I'll get them up. Just need some internet. But happy Thursday, world. It's been a nice day. I'm going to try and share some of the process via my Instagram, andy.robson5, sharing the process of what happens on the weekend. And yeah, it's going to be pretty, I don't know what I'm in for, to be honest, but it's just going to be big healing and some stuffs. There's some things there, some emotions that haven't been processed, and it's big and scary, but it feels right. So thank you, world.